everybody, welcome to the video. So I want to talk about something that kind of annoys me. Okay, so something that annoys me is how usually when there is a main character in a book or a movie or TV show or something that is deaf, they just kind of annoy me. And here are the reasons why. So number one is usually when I read a book about a character that is deaf, and usually they have hearing aids or CIs so they can hear. It's like one thing that annoys me is when they constantly talk about being deaf when they have no reason to. So like one time I was reading a book, I can't remember exactly what they were doing. They were just biking or walking or something. They were going somewhere. And one of the characters just started talking about being deaf, and she had no reason to. And that got really annoying because I hate when they do that in books. They bring up being deaf and they don't have a reason to. Because in real life, like, I'm deaf, I have CIs, which are cochlear implants, in case you don't know. And I don't constantly bring up in every conversation that I'm deaf. I hardly ever talk about being deaf. I don't talk about being deaf every single day. Like, yeah, I'm deaf, but, people in real life who are deaf, they don't talk about being deaf all the time. And there's some people at school who are deaf, and I've talked to one of them, and we don't talk about being deaf. We talk about other stuff. We talk about stuff that we like. Sorry, I might be getting a bit off topic, but anyways, yeah, it's just really annoying. Another thing that really annoys me is when their whole personality is about them being deaf. So, like, the books, even if it's about something other than them being deaf, like the plot is something other than them being deaf, they usually spend the whole book talking about being deaf. They don't do anything else. That's, like, connected to the last reason, I guess, but the whole personality will be about being deaf. They don't do anything except be deaf. Like, they have no interest. They might have one interest, but they don't talk about that interest as much as being deaf. And that's really annoying because people in real life who are deaf, they have, like, interests. Like, I like playing video games. I like reading. I like going outside on my bike and stuff. I like skateboarding. I like drawing. I like making videos. You see all those things? My personality is not entirely about me being deaf. Something that really annoys me as well is when the teacher or something says, hey, you should read this new book. It has a deaf person in it. Well, I don't want to most of the time because, well, like I said, the books about deaf characters are not that good and they're always entirely about them being deaf. And I want to read a book because it seems interesting, not because there's a deaf person in it and because I'm also deaf. So I think that when people make a character that is deaf for like a show or a book or something, they should give them interest and they should have them like talk about their interests and do something and not just be the deaf person. They should have other stuff other than being deaf. I think that a good character would be one where the first thing that you think of is not them being deaf. First thing you think of is something else. I know, I don't write books and movies, but I think that's how it should be. Another thing that annoys me about main characters that are deaf is how they usually talk about every single sound they hear. And people in real life don't do that. Well, I don't. And I haven't heard other people say that. Maybe they do. But not every single deaf person is sensitive to loud noises. Because I'm not. Alright, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And by the way, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any books or movies where the main character is deaf and they struggle with being deaf and stuff. But I just don't like how every single book and movie with the main character who is deaf is about that. Because I think there should be books and movies where the main character is deaf, where they're like struggling with something else or they have to do something else and it's not entirely about them like being deaf. And also what I said about how the personality is always entirely about them being deaf. I think like they should start to make main characters who have like more stuff and being deaf is only a small bit. Like maybe just mention being deaf in like one bit of the book and that's it. Like I think that'd be good. And you can disagree, but I think that is what they should do. Okay, bye now.